Y'all want a good one? Let's do a crawfish cornbread. You know it's gonna be good. So for this recipe, I've got about 2 green onions, half of a medium yellow onion, and 1/2 of a bell pepper. We're gonna dice these up, and then we're gonna start sauteing. All right, so we got a 1/2 stick of regular salted butter. We're gonna let that melt down. Once it does, we're gonna add about 1/4 cup of flour. We'll kind of see what we need to get the ratio the way we want it. I don't want it too thick for this recipe. And we're gonna start a roux. Once it's started pretty good, we'll add our onions and bell peppers. We'll saute that together, add the crawfish, and move forward. All right, butter is melting. I'm gonna add just a little bit at a time. I'm gonna get that texture where I'm looking to be. And again, 1/2 stick of butter, quarter cup of flour. Should get you there just about every time. Alright, so we've been probably about 4 or 5 minutes. You can see it starting to turn brown. I don't want it to get too dark because it's going to continue to cook. I'm going to add my bell peppers, onion, green onion, all that goes in there now. And we're going to continue to stir so that it doesn't stick. And we're going to get the onions and all sauteed down. Now that we've got it in here, we're gonna season this up. We're gonna put the voodoo seasoning to it. We like a little spice. It ain't overly spiced, it's balanced perfect. Then we'll get this cooked, sauteed down, and get the crawfish in. Beautiful snow, a little bit cold, not bad. You know, just a beautiful day out here in the Ozarks, cooking on an open fire. Again, I'm gonna add a little bit more of this voodoo. It's if y'all hadn't tried it out, try it out. It's absolutely delicious. Low sodium, no sugar, no additives. So what we did add was a little bit of water. We're gonna get this to cook down a little bit more. That's coming together good right there. Alright, so we got everything cooking down like we want. We're gonna add them old Louisiana crawfish right in there. And we're gonna let that cook for about 20 minutes. Crawfish are pretty much cooked, pre-cooked. But about 20 minutes, they'll be completely done like we want. Alright guys, so the crawfish is done. I've set it up here off the fire. We're gonna let it cool off a little bit. In the meantime, we're gonna give y'all a sneak peek at something coming soon. And that is cooking with Cajun MF cornbread. A lot of people have asked for that MF cornbread. This is one of the sample packs we got back from the manufacturer. And this is my recipe, and I'm going to show you just how easy it's going to be to make. So, one pack over here, I've got 1/2 stick of melted butter. That's all it is, 1/2 stick of melted butter. Let me set this over here while I can utilize. And then I've got 1 cup of milk. And that is it. That is the 2 ingredients needed. 1/2 stick of butter, 1 cup of milk. Now I would ideally cook this in about a 6 to 8 inch pan. This pan is a 10-inch, but I am doing the crawfish cornbread, so we're gonna have a little bit extra in there, so I went with a 10-inch. But ideally, you would want to do this in about a 6 or 8-inch. So I'm gonna kind of scrape and leave some of the liquids in here. And we're gonna add this crawfish. Ooh, and that's still hot, ball. Well, that ain't nothing but flavor right here. We got that old cornbread mix in there. There ain't but one thing to do now. Get that lid on it. Turn up the heat. We're gonna get us some good coals on the top. There's a little bit more liquid when you do a cornbread with crawfish or you know, cream corn or anything like that, cheese, anything. When you put extra liquids in there, the one thing I do recommend is cooking it a lot slower, because you really got to go slow and let that liquid burn off and cook so you don't burn it. And as you can see, I'm putting my coals on the outside, not really directly underneath. That cast iron will get hot all the way around and it'll cook more even that way. Alright guys, so I'm going to rotate my lid. We're going to give it a couple more minutes. If you're cooking this in your oven, about 350, preheat your oven for about 15 minutes. And this would cook for about 15 to 20 minutes on about 350. So we got the crawfish cornbread done. Y'all check it out. As y'all always know, the wife has hit us, so we're missing a piece already, but there it is. That's my take on a crawfish cornbread with the MF cornbread mix. You gotta try it.